Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-da-da-da. Hey, welcome to Somewhere Out There, where it's two nerds, one from Japan, one from America. Well, I'm from America, but I live in Japan. Two nerds that are separated by the earth who just every now and then look at the moon and say, "Hey, do you want to talk about pro wrestling?" While that and nerdy stuff. Just getting into habit. The best part is I love how like when we first started this show, we're like we'll do daily, and I'm pretty sure we did the first one like 8 months ago. We're like on 9, so we'll just do it when
Well,
we have time.
I'm always ready. You're the one that's all super popular and sexiest man on YouTube now.
I don't know about all that. I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to bust my balls. I was
Listen,
wondering how long.
I read it on the internet. It has to be true.
It does have to be true. It's 100% true. I'm so sexy. I'm like, we better not put the camera on. I'm just kidding.
To be fair, you're only number 4, so come on.
Yeah, but I don't think they're ranked. And if they were, I'd probably be like number 876. Oh well, but
That's still pretty high considering the amount of people on YouTube.
that is true. That is true. Oh my god, dude, I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna go before busting my balls about this. I don't think we need to get past the intro.
I was gonna hold off, but you know what? It's too good. It was too good to hold off on.
I knew it was coming. I just absolutely knew it was coming. Oh man. So man, yeah. So you want to go straight into topic? Fuck the intro. Like, because what are we going to advertise? We got a book. Go buy my book. Link down in the doobly doo. We have a website that we never update. We talk about updating it, but we don't. We have meetings about updating. Like, we should update. And like, nah, we're not. How have you been, brother? How's Brawl USA? How's life?
We're hanging in there, just trying to get our shit together. But right now we're working on some stuff, and we're working with our partner promotion, which is Punk Pro Wrestling. They have a show coming up, so we're taking a step back to help them out right now.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. How many is it? Is it like back in the old Wild West with the Florida Indies? Like, there's still like 900 companies.
I mean, there's still 900 companies, but there's only a handful that matter. You know what I mean? That kind of like
Yeah.
actually, you know what I mean? Like, and luckily we're kind of like friendly with all the ones that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's not like the old Wild West where we always have shootouts with people. We all kind of help each other out, and we're glad to the cream of the crop rises. You know what I mean? Like we all work together hand in hand to make sure that the fans do get the best shows every time.
Awesome. So yeah, oh man, yeah. So I'm really excited. But today's topic, stuff that we're proud about in pro wrestling, because we've been away for a while, and it's easy to be negative. But I do notice one thing: the less pro wrestling you watch, the more positive you are. Like, because like I remember seeing positive reviewers and be like, they don't actually watch the product. You know what I mean? Because you can tell who doesn't watch the product and who does when you're a super nerd. You know what I mean? And I was like, they don't watch the product. They're just doing it for fake views and all that shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's really easy to be a positive wrestling fan the less you watch. Because then you just see the highlights and all that. You know what I mean? Where you have to, for like pro wrestling fans like LK who review stuff, and the YouTubers that review stuff, they basically have to fucking grind for 3 to 4 hours to see something good. Where if you don't watch that often, you'll just see the good stuff on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll be like, man, SmackDown was amazing, Raw was amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people take pro wrestling too seriously. It baffles me. You know what I mean? Like, I still watch pro wrestling through the eye of 20 years ago when I first started watching wrestling, or even more than that, actually. But you know what I mean? Like, I try to enjoy everything.
Yeah. I enjoyed a lot more when I don't have to watch it for 800 hours. You know what I mean? When you don't have to.
It's just I mean, if I don't enjoy something, I just don't pay attention to that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand how people like. I feel like pro wrestling is one of the only things where we love pro wrestling, but I'm gonna shit all over it. It makes no sense to me. Like, people don't actually support pro wrestling no matter what, it seems like.
Yeah. So like, Sorry, just checking out different messages and stuff. Someone's busting my balls in chat already. Sex is like, come on, internet, between pump your brakes. Uh, but no, the thing is though too, like I also think you don't have to grind. Like it's like being an NFL fan and only watching one team. It's easier to enjoy that than if you have to watch every single game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like you have a huge advantage, like because a lot of the YouTube reviewers get like hacked for having a hard time. But here's the thing. If you are a legit reviewer of anything, movies and all that, you have to really watch it. You have to really watch pro wrestling. You really have to watch movies. That means you have to watch a lot of bad ones. And I think eventually, eventually you just get tired. You know what I mean? So I think like when you don't have to review it and you're like, this sucks, you can change the channel. Then like it's easier.
But at the same time, like you can focus on the good. You can, if you're a reviewer, yes, you have to watch through the shit, but you can focus on the good. And I think like society nowadays just doesn't focus on anything good anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I enjoy pro wrestling more that I don't have to watch it every fucking second of my life.
Right.
That's just me. And I do, and like, of course. And then also like coming back, it's like it's really overwhelming. Like I'm like, oh, how do I, like right now I'm like, okay, I'm watching the finals of the Mae Young Classic. I'm gonna try to do a power run, and I watch New Japan, But like, there's just so much that if you get out of the groove, and this is anything, not just watching pro wrestling, it's working out, writing, whatever. When you get out of the groove, when you come back and you're like, well, I want to kind of get in the groove again, it's really overwhelming. Like, should I watch SmackDown? Should I watch Raw? Should I watch NXT? Should I watch New Japan? You know what I mean? There's just a lot of options out there.
Yeah. And again, I think you just watch what you enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, I watch SmackDown more than I do Raw because I feel like SmackDown is more of like a wrestling show, whereas Raw is more of an entertainment show. And I enjoy SmackDown more than I do Raw. So I try not to watch Raw too much. I enjoy like 205 Live because it's a quick hour and it's a good event. So I watch that.
I did watch 205 Live either this week or last week.
Yeah, I saw the review.
Dude, everyone was Steve Corino. Everyone. Like there was not one match where there was two guys going, you know what? I'm good. I'm good too. You know what I mean?
I just think you might have just caught it on an off night because it is a good
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Because, everyone's telling, because I love cruiserweight wrestling, and everyone's like, 205 is great. And I was like, all right, I'm looking forward to it. And it was pretty much one athlete going against a guy that says, I can't wrestle. That was it. It happened 3 matches in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll do a 205 Live review.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I like the networks. But let's talk about stuff that we're proud of in pro wrestling, positive things that you're like, man, I can't believe this is happening. To me, number one by far, and I love the fact that our YouTube channel wasn't deleted. I love the fact that I did radio for years before the YouTube channel. I love the fact that New Japan and Japanese wrestlers are taking off, because I remember a couple years ago, and there's a lot of people like, oh, I've been a New Japan forever, and I know that drives you nuts, a New Japan fan forever. I remember going on Twitter when I used to be more active and popular on Twitter. By the way, you walk away from Twitter in a year, no one gives a fuck about you anymore. But I remember going on Twitter and being like, oh, let's talk about New Japan. I remember being on radio talking about New Japan. I remember, telling people about Japanese talent and Stardom and Nakamura and Okada, and people tell me to shut the fuck up. What does it matter? Why do you talk about this? And now it's just so popular, and New Japan is getting better and better. And none of that, but just the Japanese athletes. You have Kana, you have Kari, from Stardom, Nakamura, Kenta, even though I think Kenta is not the same wrestler that we knew in Noah. You know what I mean? It's safe to say that. I mean, the injuries, the bad booking, it's just, Kenta has been a bit of a disaster, but still, he did some amazing things. And it just makes me proud, because before you had Jim Ross and the Good Old Boy Network, and I love how Jim Ross on his podcast acts like this is a good thing. Like, fuck you, Jim Ross. You had the power to do this shit. You know what I mean? You fat fuck. But I'm just happy. Look at Nakamura, Kana, the Mae Young Classic. Japanese athletes are doing great. New Japan, you fucking there's New Japan shirts in fucking Hot Topic. People are talking about it like crazy. Yeah, and the crazy part is too, there are people that used to belittle me for liking New Japan Wrestling and talking about the Japanese athletes, now covering it, saying they've always been there. You know what I mean? Like, are you fucking for real? You used to be like, oh, KocoSports, you would have so many more subscribers if you didn't talk about Japanese wrestling so much. And, even that, but like, I remember, because we used to, I guess we still do it, but we used to do the Triforce Awards where it was 3 people giving out awards. And remember in the comments, people used to mock me for giving awards to Japanese people. And now the PWI 500 has Okada on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
it's amazing.
It's a very, it's a fine line of being a New Japan fan and being a hipster. You know what I mean? I feel like in wrestling terms, in the wrestling community, being a New Japan fan right now is a very hipster thing to do because, again, it was not popular. I don't care what anybody says. Well, nobody gave a shit about New Japan.
Well, here's the thing. How often you've been a host on the show on and off. You've been a host on radio, TV with me. You know what I mean? Yep. How often would I be mocked for talking about Japanese athletes?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I remember an award, and we gave Khan an award, and people just laughed. And they're like, who the fuck knows who the fuck she is? Now she's undefeated and beat Goldberg's streak and is headed to Raw.
Yeah, she's literally, the golden child of NXT at the moment. It's just people... Like I said, it's insane to me that – think about it. Bullet Club is a huge deal in Japan.
Actually, Naito's group is probably bigger, but yeah.
Okay, Bullet Club you know what I'm saying, though. But, they – basically, independent wrestlers have merchandise in one of the largest retail stores in the country. There is Bullet Club merchandise and now New Japan merchandise in Hot Topic.
Yeah, and there's
prior to that, the only place you could get WWE shirts and stuff like that outside of WWE Shop was Hot Topic. And now there's New Japan merchandise in there to the point where WWE is actually going and sending cease and desist letters to the Bullet Club, to the Young Bucks and stuff, for using the terms of "suck it" and the whole "fuck the revival" thing. They're literally sending cease and desist messages to them, and it's because of jealousy. There's no other reason, because everybody and their mother on the independent circuit uses "suck it" as a taunt.
Yeah,
and now they're going after the Young Bucks for it. Why do you think they're going after the Young Bucks? Because the Young Bucks are making money without the WWE.
Yeah, it is just crazy. And not only that, but there's YouTubers that used to mock me, and now they're covering New Japan Wrestling. I'm just so proud of New Japan Wrestling and the Japanese athletes and all that. And with New Japan World and English commentary, it's a great time, And I don't know. It just feels like remember the year. I'm a Rays fan. I like small market teams. The only big market team I like is the Tokyo Giants. Everything else, the Rays, the Bucks, Lightning, maybe the Magic. I don't really have an NBA team because I like the Magic and the Nets, but the Nets, they moved to Brooklyn, so fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Magic, I literally can't name one player. I'm like, Penny Hardaway? Shaquille O'Neal? I don't fucking know. What the fuck's going on? Nick Anderson? Is he still there? So I have to get an NBA and find an NBA because I bought NBA 2K and I literally know nobody. I was like, who the fuck are these people? What the fuck is going on? So yeah, I have to. That's my mission. It has nothing to do with this show, but sometimes we get off topic. I got to find a favorite NBA team, and you know what? I might. And being a Nets fan, being a Jordan fan, being a Magic fan, I don't know, because I just can't be a Magic fan anymore. There's a difference of being a Rays fan. They try and just bigger teams come by and steal. But being a Magic fan, they don't even try. You know what I mean? Like the Rays are like, we have no money, we're trying our best. The Magic are like, yeah, we have money, but fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Rays at least re-sign people when they can. The Orlando Magic, I'm being a little sarcastic here, but it feels this way. It feels like the Orlando Magic haven't re-signed anyone in 27 years.
I mean, they really haven't.
They're just like, yeah, we're not re-signing it. And Grant Hill. Fuck Grant Hill. Fucking piece of shit.
All right, let's get back on topic.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just absolutely happy for the Japanese athletes. And none of that, but even AJ Styles. And look at the indie guys and look at NXT. NXT I'm really happy about. You know what I mean? I like watch NXT. I like to see the indie guys make it. I don't know, because, like, besides John Cena and Roman Reigns and the other fuck, who's the tall fuck who can't wrestle? Like, his gimmick is he can't wrestle. There's so many people in WWE now that their gimmick is they can't wrestle. Who's the tall fuck? Corbin?
Yeah.
Besides a select few that McMahon still masturbates to, eventually wrestling might be good. You know what I mean? Like, the roster's pretty fucking stacked, you know? But they still have shit guys on top, though. I think, you think that will ever change?
The guys who you say, you know what I mean, the guys who they, you know, oh, they can't wrestle, but they're still top guys, they're actually a minority now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's less guys like that than there is the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's power, and it's just switching. And hopefully NXT is there. And, you know, one thing that I'm really proud of besides just NXT is just the WWE Network. Because just networks in general, New Japan, WWE, those are only two that I have. I might get more in the future, but right now I have WWE and New Japan. Just because I don't have time. It's not that I don't like the other networks. I literally just don't have time to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the networks make it so great for fans. And I just hope Monday Night Raw and SmackDown come. Because I live in Japan. And being a guy that pays for the network, you feel dumb downloading and illegally watching Raw. You're just like, why the fuck am I doing this? So I'm hoping that, you know, because there's rumors. And this is all just me. This is a tiny bit of online rumors / with me hoping. You know what I mean? So don't take that for, you know, what it is. But I'm hoping that USA Network drops them. They go to a smaller network, and the smaller network pays them less, but they can put it instantly, and they can also put it on WWE Network. Because the WWE Network, that's another thing that I've wanted forever. Like, you James, you can vouch for me this. How much have I been describing the WWE Network years and years before me and you made Combat TV? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say we started it, but we actually, you know what I mean?
Pioneers. We're definitely pioneers.
We definitely are on the spectrum of pioneers for that.
And I was like, dude, WWE should be doing this. And all that, but they just got to get Raw and SmackDown on the network. Even because I would go like to a smaller station like TBS or something, so because you still got to be on air, like go to ESPN or something, because ESPN really loves fucking WWE lately. Go on ESPN too, but also have it on the network. You know, so you still have the TV audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I kind of understand why they don't. You know, with advertisers and stuff like that. Like obviously, network television is always going to draw more numbers than the network. But I don't know.
I don't think so. I think eventually the network's going to outdraw them by a lot, to be honest. And the thing is, too, the good thing about the network, if everything's on the network, then they can't lie. They can't make the John Cena lie. They can't make the Roman Reigns lie. You know what I mean? They have to like be like, oh fuck, look, there's the numbers. You know what I mean? It's direct. You know, it's not because anyone that knows how ratings work is bullshit, and anyone that knows how fucking ratings really work knows you can fucking adjust it and change it. You know what I mean? But online on the network, you can't do that. You'll see motherfuckers turn it off. You know what I mean? Like it's exact. They're exact numbers, you know? So I think that will help for pro wrestling fans that want a good product. I think that will help us.
Plus, actually, now that I think about it, if you think about it, like, you know, advertisers on, like, say, USA Network, you get your advertisement out there, but it's realistically only seen during that broadcast. But if you're an advertiser for the network, you could be seen anytime somebody watches that on the replay.
Yeah.
So realistically, I guess your numbers would be higher advertising-wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then a little bit making money-wise and all that. So, yeah. I don't know. and it's hard because, even though the network is a better deal and even though the network is the future, there's still a lot of money in the dying dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Oh
So,
yeah, of course.
yeah, but yeah,
Another network that's actually 100% worth the price is the High Spots network.
Yeah, you were telling me about it. What do they have on it?
I mean, there's literally every indie promotion you could think of. There's like AAW, PWG, just a ton of indie promotions, and all like the High Spot shoot interviews and stuff like that are on there too.
Yeah. And then you got Flow Slam too, right?
Yeah, I have Flow Slam and I had the High Spots network.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I only have New Japan.
Flow Slam's good if you like the Evolve shows and stuff like that. ACW locally is actually on there too. Like that.
Can you believe ACW is still around? I don't know. Like I know nothing about ACW, but the fact that it's still around, I'm kind of proud of that. Because people always think I'm a player hating motherfucker, but I'm not. Like the fact that something I created still exists, you know what I mean, is awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. When it was first started back up again, I player hated a little bit. I was a little bitter, but getting to know Kyle, who runs ACW now.
Yeah, I'm a Facebook friends with him, but I don't know.
He's a good kid. He's a really good kid, and like he really wants to do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think a lot of people gave him shit because when they started it, he was so young.
Yeah, but if he hustles, what the fuck does it matter?
He was like 16 or 17. You know what I mean? Like, so it was hard to kind of respect that, I guess. But after knowing him, you know what I mean, a little bit, he's a really good kid.
Oh yeah. So well, hopefully it keeps it up. But yeah, the only time I player hated on ACW is when I first quit, and I wasn't even player hating on it because I quit and left or whatever. I don't know, the falling out. That's a drama. That's a story for another day. I was more of a player hater that the attendance dropped overnight because no one was working. Because like, dude, yeah, granted, I don't own the company, I don't run the company, but besides 9/11, wrestling 9/11, pretty much everyone connects me to that. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, that's Dave's pride. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's like, hey, listen, I don't own it and I'm not making money off it, but people are going to connect my name to that fucking company forever. You know what I mean? I mean, there'll be people that deny it, but they just live in a fucking bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like when your name's connected to something and it drops that dramatically, that quickly, it's embarrassing. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, we were drawing 400. Hold on, what's going on?
I don't know. Hello, State Line. Is that you on NXT?
No, somebody was trying to call me. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, we went from drawing 400 on a Tuesday to 20, 30 people.
Yeah. But I mean, it was instantly. It was fucking like it was like, all right, fuck you, Dave, you're out, and like out of nowhere, the attendance just fucking dropped because that's not fair. You were there too. Like we were like I was like Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me? And James like, I'll be the goldfish. I'm coming.
Yeah, I picked up the goldfish and we walked out.
And then out of nowhere, the attendance was like, but I'm glad they rebuilt it and it's doing well, and it's on Flow Slam. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. But like, it's weird. Besides State Line, David Mercury, and Sideshow, I don't think I know anyone on the roster.
Yeah, there's a lot of new people around here.
Yeah. So
and I can't, and like, they're so new. I can't be like, I can't pull the. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, because they really don't. They're like,
I'm nobody anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
you're like, I used to run this shit with Dave, and now
exactly. And they're like, who the fuck is Dave?
Yeah, that would hurt. Like I remember Danny Only like roughed someone up. They're like, who the fuck is Dave? Like, this motherfucker built this place, and he just started shaking it. This fucking young kid.
They just look at me and they're like, haven't you always been in a wheelchair? And I'm like, no, I used to have legs and I used to be able to do stuff. But there's a lot of good promotions out here now.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, and I'm also kind of proud. Like, it's weird because I lost a lot of stuff this year. And like a lot of people that were outside of the wrestling business, because wrestling business has like a bad reputation of being shitty. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I lost a lot of friends when, I got rid of other companies that were outside of wrestling. wrestling people still check in with you. Like, I don't think it's as shitty as people think it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think real friends are few and far between in wrestling.
Yeah.
But your acquaintances are stronger than average.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. But yeah, I kind of miss it. I'll have to go back. We should go to an ACW show. It would be weird to go to an ACW show and be like, who the fuck is that? It'd be like Steve Jobs going to Apple and they'd be like, who the fuck is that? What the fuck is going on?
I go to ACW shows sometimes, and again, I love Kyle. I love Heath. I love what they're doing. But I watch the show sometimes, and I'm like, this isn't ACW. It's too clean. It's too clean. Yeah. It's family friendly. And you know me, I love family friendly product. But
that's not what ACW was. That's what BRAWL is. That's what, you know.
Yeah. If you don't walk into an ACW venue and feel like you have herpes, it's not an ACW show.
Yeah. Getting herpes, like, you know, it was like bobblehead night. It's herpes night.
Exactly. Like if I brought a friend to ACW and like a female friend and she didn't feel like she got pregnant just from sitting on a chair, it's not you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was a dirty company, but it was our dirty company.
It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much it. The network, Japanese stuff, AJ Styles, NXT, just shit moving in the right direction. I'm really proud of. You know,
I'm gonna plug somebody. Something I'm proud of.
All right, something you're proud of. That's the theme of the show.
I wouldn't say part of. I would say being associated with. I don't know. I'm sure you've heard the name Fully Gimmicked.
All right. I've only heard it because of you. I'm not gonna lie.
Fully Gimmicked is a local merchandise company. They make shirts. They make shirts and stuff for wrestlers. Their stuff is incredible. They have their ambassadors like Aaron Epic and Ethan Case and Trip Cassidy and
I would rock an Aaron Epic shirt on the podcast and use the video.
For sure. But their stuff is really good, and they're always branching out into other things. They do a podcast.
Awesome.
But actually, we've worked with them. We've put some of their stuff on our YouTube channel with the IndieCast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do that weekly. Zach Romero, who's one of the founders of Fully Gimmick, now has a Roku. He worked for a Roku channel called B Movie TV, and they do like horror movies and stuff like that. He actually convinced them to do a wrestling show on the Roku channel, and BRAWL was part of the first episode of the Fully Gimmick Fight Club. And he got big numbers. He got like 3,500 viewers, and their numbers continue to rise. And he's using promotions like BRAWL and Punk Pro Wrestling, AWE in Atlanta. He's had IWS, Ignite Wrestling, Hood Slam. So he's getting more and more promotions to do it. And he's about to do his second season of Fully Gimmick Fight Club. So that's definitely something people should check out.
Oh, awesome, man. Yeah, definitely have to check it out. So, there's an echo there.
What's up?
I don't know. There's an echo on my side. There's still an echo. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm not getting an echo.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully the live broadcast ain't. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to fucking get used to the groove and just shoot the shit. We don't have to have a long podcast. Anything else you were proud of? Because I'm looking at social media, and A, we're nowhere near as popular as we used to be, but we're going to rebuild. And B, like, all anyone's talking about is the first 2 minutes of the show. That's it. All the comments are about the first 2 minutes of the show, and I'm fucking beyond embarrassed of that.
I mean, you want to talk about anything that's happened recently? Like we could go over like the Kevin Owens headbutting Vince McMahon.
Yeah, you hit up a couple topics, and we'll go fastball. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I thought that it was done well.
It's not something that's done often.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I saw on the internet that at the same arena a couple of years ago, he got busted open by Edge on like almost 2 days, a couple of years and 2 days.
If you think about it, who recently has put their hands on McMahon? There hasn't been very many.
No.
Randy Orton did it. Randy Orton has done it. Nexus. And, I mean, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And they made it more legit by having Stephanie McMahon come out to check on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I love the headbutt. I love the gimmick. I love the storyline. I'm a big fan of Kevin Owens when he's being Kevin Owens. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes Kevin Owens is really great being him, and then sometimes he does this bullshit fucking heel where, like, it's not him and it's just fucking annoying. You know what I mean? When he's like, oh, you like rainbows? I don't like rainbows. Like, he just doesn't like what everyone likes. You know what I mean?
I think it's just a WWE thing. I don't think that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but when he's being the real Kevin Owens like he was on SmackDown Live,
yeah,
I think he's the best wrestler in the world. But when he does that bullshit, you like puppies? I don't like puppies. It's just like, dude, come on. Who the fuck's writing this shit? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm describing it right, but there's two types of Kevin Owens.
Honestly, I think for a very small period of time, I think Kevin Owens it was Kevin Steen again.
Yeah.
As like stupid as that sounds, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't, that angle wasn't like a WWE Kevin Owens thing. It was a independence Kevin Steen thing.
Yeah. So, and I thought it was absolutely awesome. I'm watching the Mae Young Classic, even though like I pretty much know who won. I'm watching the finals right now, so that should be really interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, besides Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Corbin, it's pretty good. I mean, Dolph Ziggler he's just waiting to go to New Japan. You know what I mean?
Any thoughts on Goldberg and Braun Strowman?
I don't know. I think there's a market for it. You know, as long as they keep it short and hide their weaknesses, it's cool. You know, and here's the thing: if stuff like John Cena, Roman Reigns, Goldberg, and Strowman, if they just have their own feuds of two giant dudes and don't get in the way of the wrestlers, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It's when they're the champ and then you have to waste a Kevin Owens on Goldberg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's like, even if there's a super heavyweight champ or just a champ that's like, hey, these guys really can't wrestle, then I'd be okay with that. It's when it's two guys that can't wrestle and they battle each other, I'm okay with that. But it's when it's like, oh, it's one of the guys that can't wrestle and, well, he's going to be fucking put over on one of the greatest wrestlers / athletes in the company. That's when it burns my bridges, you know? But
yeah, I think Braun Strowman is the epitome of good booking.
Yeah, he's been booked amazingly. Because like Strowman and Goldberg, it's like, okay, they can't wrestle, but they can entertain. John Cena, Roman Reigns, you know what I mean? They can't wrestle, but they can entertain. Well, one of them can. Whoever thought that John Cena would look good because of Roman Reigns? I didn't see that coming.
But like, yeah, I personally think Braun Strowman, like, I think he's one of the hottest commodities in the company right now. And the fact that he's been around for so little time and his work rate isn't the best, but he's still, you know what I mean? Like, the booking of him has been incredible.
Yeah. And hopefully they keep it up.
And like the little things, like using Big Show to get Braun Strowman over, like the fact that he like body slammed him out of the cage and stuff like that, like little things like that. People, Big Show might not be the greatest pro wrestler, but he still has the respect of fans. I mean, the size alone and the career he's had.
Well, not that, but like it's
for him to just kind of get jobbed out by Braun Strowman is a big deal.
Well, not that, but also too, like he really put an effort to losing weight. He really put an effort and he put on a good match. I don't know. A motivated Big Show could be the best wrestler in the world. Like, I mean, not best wrestler, best sports entertainer in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's really booked shitty his whole career, his WWE career, and he fucking just gave up on life. You know what I mean?
He cries way too much.
Yeah, and like it's just weird because like I see people, and if they were just booked just a tiny bit better, they could have been such huge stars. Like Mark Henry, you hide his weaknesses, he could have been a huge star. You know what I mean?
And when they did do that, he had a great run.
Yeah, Big Show. Like I don't know. Like I don't understand why wrestlers don't shit on writers more. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, think about it. The Hall of Pain.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And not that, but he could have been like a Kimbo Slice character during Kimbo Slice's fame. You know what I mean? And yeah, the Hall of Pain was awesome, and it was
The Hall
just
of Pain,
and his entrance
the
music.
the fake, the fake retirement when he turned on John Cena with the fake retirement.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like the fake retirement though, because I'm a bit of a nerd. The reason I didn't like the fake retirement is because I think it takes away from real retirements, and same thing with fake injuries. Like and then granted, I know like it's me, not everyone agrees with me, but I hate fake injury storylines because when they really do get injured, it's like, oh, it's not real, and you know what I mean?
The boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, yeah, and the same thing with retirements. Now, granted, it was done really well, but I hope they don't abuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
it's got to become the exception.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of.
Like I wish we could like do backseat booking because I'd like because imagine Dolph Ziggler booked right. Can you imagine Dolph Ziggler booked right? Because he has talent too. It's not you don't have to hide his weaknesses. That's the crazy part.
There's a ton of people that just weren't booked right. That it's the same thing now down in NXT with like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys like Jack Swagger who just weren't booked right.
Well, not that, but Jack Swagger was booked right for like 10 minutes, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's just, man, it just breaks my heart, to be honest.
Guys like, Cesaro.
Yeah, oh, God. Can you imagine?
There is so much money in Cesaro.
Yeah, definitely.
And granted, he's having a good run as a tag team wrestler, but is that really the best place for him?
Yeah. Well, who do you think was booked right? We said Strowman. Who do you think's been booked right that like it hides his weaknesses? Like I think Bobby Lashley in TNA is booked right. You know what I mean? They hide his weaknesses pretty well.
Yeah. Somebody that's been booked properly that doesn't really. I'm trying to think. I think the best example is Strowman.
Yeah, Strowman's amazing. I think the guys in NXT, the tag team, the big guys.
Oh yeah, the Authors of Pain.
Yeah, I think they're booked really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think.
Who's another shining example of booked terribly? That there's money in them? Bray Wyatt.
Oh, God. Yeah, for years. Because the thing is, like, they're like, oh, right, fucking Road Dogg. I like to pee in Road Dogg's eye with no consequences. Like, if a genie said, hey, you can piss in anyone's eyes and there would be no consequences, I'd piss in Road Dogg's eye.
That's a great wish to have.
I don't know. Like, I fucking hate Road Dogg. I just fucking hate him because he's like, oh, wins and losses don't matter. And like, yeah, ask MVP that. Ask Dolph Ziggler that. You know what I mean? Ask Bray Wyatt that.
Ask any fan that.
Yeah.
A casual fan thinks wins and losses matter.
Well, and not only that, but I think we're super nerd fans. You know what I mean? And granted, we don't watch as much as we used to, but I'd still consider us pretty high nerd fans. And like Bray Wyatt and Dolph Ziggler, no matter how much we like them or don't, we don't pay attention to the matches because we know they're going to lose.
Yeah.
And even when they win, we don't really pay attention because like, what? Oh, they won? Oh, that's different.
What? I have an example of somebody who was booked properly when they were given shit and turned it into gold. The New Day.
Oh yeah, New Day is absolutely
when
amazing.
New Day first started, nobody gave a fuck.
No, and they just fucking ran with it and loved it.
When they did the vignettes of like the church singers and the choir and stuff, nobody gave that a chance.
Nah.
And they literally just said, fuck it, we're going to go out there and we're going to have unicorn horns and we're going to be fucking random as shit. And people, you know what I mean? Like, I think that was a huge example of getting over when given shit.
Yeah. A three-man band? Why did they ever fire the three-man band? That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would have fucking kept the three-man band around forever.
Like, right, but I mean, look at
Bo Dallas in NXT was booked tremendous, and then on WWE so horrible. He's an example of both.
Yeah, Bo Dallas. I mean, I don't know. Okay, here's a thought that I had the other day when I was watching NXT. If there's guys that they're not using on the main roster, why are they not being used in NXT?
Yeah.
to put over NXT talent and to get them ready for.
Yeah, it should
like
be like
why?
a minor league.
You know what I mean? Like, remember when like Tyson Kidd was down in NXT?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. It would boost attendance. You know what I mean? And the guys that aren't being used on WWE TV are typically some of their better workers.
Yeah.
Like,
it would be absolutely amazing. Hopefully they do it more often.
Like, what about like somebody like Kurt Hawkins down in NXT working programs with some of the younger talent?
For some reason, I don't see what everyone else sees in Kurt Hawkins yet.
His indie stuff was really. I mean, his stuff when he got released.
Yeah.
And he was working the indies.
He did a pretty good job.
Really good. I've always been a fan of him because he's from Long Island. You know what I mean? Like he's from that.
I'm that way with New Jersey.
Zack Ryder. Same with Zack Ryder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like hometown hero.
So, you know who's grown on me? Mojo Rawley.
I haven't seen enough of him, but I used to hate him. I don't know. Maybe he's good now.
But he's grown on me a little bit more.
Mojo Rawley just gives me. Granted, I'm going through a midlife crisis, so maybe this is why I hate it. But Mojo Rawley just reminds me of like what a midlife crisis looks like. Like that's it. He just I'm fucking.
No, you know what I think it is? It's not the midlife crisis. I think we're getting older, and younger people who are like that annoy us now because we're not like that.
Maybe. But he doesn't look young. He looks old as fuck trying to pretend to be young.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just like if someone said, what does a midlife crisis look like? I'd just point to Mojo Rawley. Like that's the definition of a midlife crisis. And he might be young as fuck, but he looks like, you know, he has 97 fucking kids in a minivan.
But at the same time, Dave, you used to be that guy. You used to be the fucking loud, like just randomly screaming stuff in restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Rick 1982 says, "Good morning from New York City. How you guys doing?" Not too bad. Did you see Kerry Zane, Kerry Hojo artwork that Rob Schamberger did? I slaughtered a lot of names in that sentence.
I think you actually got the guy's name right.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, no, I know who wins, but I'm actually in the middle. I am 17 minutes. I'm in 17 minutes and 6 seconds into the match.
You might not know who Rob Schamberger is, but you've seen his work. He's the guy that does all like the paintings and stuff for WWE.
Oh, nice. Let's see if I can find it.
His artwork is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think Google Chat you can put in a thing. Oh, okay. Well, I found his website. All right. What am I looking at? Trish Stratus. All right, buddy, I love you, but your fucking website is shit. Your art is amazing. Your website is shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What the fuck am I looking at here? You know? I don't know. I'm giving up. This website made me angry. Nice art, buddy, but you gotta fucking fix that site. You know? But yeah, looks awesome, man. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
4 thumbs down. LGO, you guys fucking suck. Yeah, well, what can we do, Abdullah? Like that's the thing. Like we've been doing radio and YouTube for so fucking long. We don't give a fuck.
My question is, if we suck so bad, why are you watching us and listening to us?
I have no idea. Maybe they were like, "Hey, I want to see."
That to me is the epitome of a wrestling fan.
No, I always wondered. I've never gone on a live show that I didn't fucking like.
That's what I'm saying.
I never understood it.
Why are you taking the time?
Oh, I was just, I don't know. Like, I got shit to do. Like, if I didn't like the show, I wouldn't listen. That's it.
Dave, on Facebook, I just sent you the link I just sent you the picture.
Oh, okay. Awesome. There we go. Check it out. Oh, that is fucking amazing. That is so awesome. Yeah, that is great fucking art, man. That is really fucking cool. Yeah, I'm just so fucking happy how well she's doing. Dude, the Stardom chicks are amazing. And
we need to be better. We need to be better for Ishmael Abdulli.
Yeah, I wanted to wrap the show up like 12 minutes ago, so I don't really. My motivation to improve some fucking, you know, I don't know, some fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, we got to be better for him. I'm like, I really just want to go to bed. Princess Sarah from CML, who was in the Mae Young Classic, got unmasked at a CML event. Yeah, I don't know. Lucha, to me, lately, they've been going to the unmasked thing too often.
I was just going to say, it seems to be happening more often.
Way too often, yeah. It used to be a huge fucking deal. Like, I remember when Rey Mysterio did it in WCW, everyone lost their fucking shit. And, like, well, yeah, it was supposed to be a big deal.
Because under the mask, he was 11 years old.
He was 11 years old under the mask, but still.
So everybody realized that people were beating up a child.
They're like, ah! Yeah, but, yeah, I think the luchadors have been going to the mask a little too much.
I think it should mean it, like, if a legend loses his mask, it means, like Volador Jr. when he lost his, or no, not Volador, who just recently lost their mask.
I don't know, there's so many.
Dr. Wagner.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with all, not just CML, but AAA, all of them, in my opinion, you should unmask every 6 months. And I'm talking about all of luchadors. Like, if AAA does it in, like, January, CML can't do it till, like, December. You know what I mean? Like, a whole year.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like a purge. Like, every 6 months, luchadors should just lose all their fucking masks and start fresh.
No, that would be horrible.
Like an expansion draft. Like, everybody just loses their fucking mask and they start over new with a different gimmick.
It just happens too much because, like, you know, everyone's like, what do you think about this unmasking? What do you think about this unmasking? Well, eventually, there's nothing to think about it anymore.
It's the boy who cried wolf again.
Yeah. So, who knows? But I did, when I was a kid, I did love in WCW when they unmasked. I think it was WCW, but they would be like, and it would say the person's name. So, like, every time I had a luchador mask, I always remembered. Like, I'd like, let's say you had a luchador mask on, I'd pull your luchador mask off, and I'd be like, hey, it's James Legend. Hey, it's James Legend. That was a WCW thing, right?
That was definitely a WCW.
Dude, I love that shit. Like, and obviously, and the funny part is you, like, know who it was. Like, hey, it's Dusty Rhodes. It's Dusty Rhodes. Like, no shit, pal. Come on.
I mean, we did that in ACW with Goldust.
Oh, yeah, but it worked.
It did work.
It worked so bad. And the thing is, there was people in the company that didn't even know who it was.
The ring announcer did it. Because if you watch the video, I'm pretty sure he goes, holy shit, it's Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
Our ring announcer is a fucking moron.
All ring announcers are morons. I've never met a competent ring announcer in my life. I think maybe Lenny Leonard's the closest, but he's more of a play-by-play guy than a ring announcer. I remember, dude, I don't know, like, there's just some people that piss me off, and jobs piss me off, and ring announcers piss me off. They're the most worthless cunts in the world. Like, that's one job computers should take over. Like, it just is. Like, they should not. Oh, well, maybe like the Pride lady. She's awesome. Like, that lady. You know what? We should just pay her. All the companies in the world should pay her, so that she's the ring announcer for the rest of everything. So yeah, there you go. Amazing. All right, buddy. I'm really thinking about wrapping this up. Do you anything else you want to talk about before we head out?
No, I'm good. We'll save it for the next one.
Oh, nice.
6 months from now.
Be there. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back in 6 months. And hopefully we do this more and more often.
Comment down below if you actually want us to do this again.
So there you go.
I mean, we're going to eventually, but we figure we might as well let the people feel like they have something.
Well, here's our question of the day. Let's see. Question of the day. You ready? What is something in pro wrestling that you're proud of?
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back eventually. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.